I forgot to put my mask down, guys. Good evening. Oh, it's going to muffle my voice. Good evening and happy Halloween. Tonight, the veil between our worlds and what lies beyond is at its thinnest. Welcome to a very special live broadcast of Disclosed, the Halloween special, brought to you by TDP Studios. I'm your host, Ty Roberts, Skeleton Mask Man. I also have a Captain America outfit, but I decided this one. So I'm coming to you live from a studio cloaked in cobwebs and candlelight, where the only thing scarier than the shadows are the stories we're about to tell. Tonight we're diving headfirst into the dark. Holy God, this thing is hot. Where am I even at? So we're diving headfirst into the dark, exploring encounters and hauntings, the unexplained phenomena that keep even the bravest investigators awake at night. Here's what we got coming up on tonight's show. We're retelling our favorite and sometimes the closest to us paranormal experiences, from haunted roads and restless spirits to things seen in the sky that defy all logic. We'll be revisiting some of the most chilling alien encounters ever reported, giving them the eerie candlelight treatment they deserve. Then we'll probably get out of here pretty quickly. We have a lot to do, and people have other things they want to get done. Halloween headlines, some strange news and discoveries, and reports about some nuclear testing. With that being said, let me introduce my co-host, who's all year round spooky.
I'm in costume as myself at all times, as spooky is every day. So I thought, just be me. It'll be okay.
Yeah, dude, I'm not going to be able to make it. How did Duncan and Rogan do this all the time?
Copious amounts of marijuana.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jesus, I can't, like, speaking is hard right now.
Speaking is hard, dude.
Yeah, well, especially when you're you and you're just super tired. But guys, this is Disclosed, where Kari and I come at you live every single week, every week until we're at the top of the charts.
Until we're 90.
Jesus, dude, I'm so like flustered in this thing, this cape and fucking. So I just wanted to. I really wanted to open the show at least dressed up.
As the resident spooky, I give you permission to take off the mask.
Well, I'll put it at the top of my head, and then I'll actually, you know what?
It looks like a lawyer's wig.
I would probably be better off as Captain America before the serum, but I could always go with the old Caparoonie. I would probably say I was pre-serum Captain America, but don't get it fucking twisted. Your boy's here with the it's also tattooed on me. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me go to camera 2. Can you see that?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys can make all the jokes you want.
If you're listening in audio land, he's dressed as Captain America.
Cap my whole that and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I don't know. I get that one a lot. But how's everyone doing tonight? Bunch of things to talk about. In terms of like real quick before we get into telling, the stories and stuff like that. The shit that I find fun on this kind of day. Before we get into that, Trump just met. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong on a little bit about this, but so he just went out to, was it China? Why did I just go? He went out to China or something like that. And
he went out to Malaysia, I believe.
Oh yeah, okay. So he went out somewhere, and then during the press gaggle on Air Force One, it's even crazy to me that this is the guy who ran on the whole idea of stopping war. And, I'll give him credit where credit is due, of course, this peace in the Middle East thing, but it's only a matter of time till that shit gets broken again for like the 9 billionth time since the 2-state solution was proposed. But The same guy who ran on stopping wars is now starting. So for the first time since 1992, we will have nuclear testing on the same level as Russia and China, because according to Trump, if they're going to test, we got to test, because we're children on a fucking playground measuring dicks, because that's what we've come to. That's what it is. So we're just going to start testing our nukes again. You know, and I think I don't even know what to say. Like with that, plus billionaires buying bunkers and allies being formed across the world, like it seems like, are we just missing the, like, are someone not telling us something? What's
I
going
think
on?
that the canary in the coal mine might have died. We just didn't notice.
Right. But it's really to me, because as you know, the nuclear topic is like super, it's sensitive for me, because first off, it's the only thing that keeps me up at night. And you know, the implications I think are just tremendously dangerous. And even when you're just testing nuclear weapons, there's still fallout. It's not like, you know, you're shielded by the idea that it's only a test. No, it's still a nuclear explosion that will have consequences. Like it's just, to me, it's, how is this reality? How are we back at this point?
Because culture regressed.
I suppose it did. It seems like we are definitely taking a couple steps backward in terms of like deterrence and everything like that. And I don't know, just the comment really just didn't sit well with me. The way it came off, and then to announce to the world that we're going to be testing nukes via like a Truth Social post. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, are you surprised at this point?
No, I'm not. But I really just didn't think. I thought this would be the line in the sand, the nuclear thing. I thought that would truly be.
Yeah, but
Like,
was this something? As it is something he said in a press gaggle, it's probably something that he's just kind of gone, just said something about, right?
Right.
In the generally, yeah, this would be, it should have been announced if they were going to announce. They probably weren't even going to announce it through the president. It probably would have been through a Pentagon spokesperson, right? But the president just kind of offhand says it, and then it's massive news. And people should know by now that he says things.
Right. He does say things.
He says things, and it becomes, he's a walking news machine.
Right.
He opens his mouth and markets move.
Yeah. I definitely, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. And you know, I don't know. He did say one thing, and he said it in the press gaggle where he was like, "Oh, we have the most nukes," and I'm like, "No, we don't. Russia does." I don't know where you're getting your information, but I'm almost certain.
Hold up. Where are you getting your information?
I'm getting my information from several places.
Okay, but consider it though. He's the president.
Yeah, okay.
Do you think his information might be better than yours?
It possibly is better than mine, yes.
Okay.
But he also, I mean, by public record, I am almost certain, by public record, technically, I think Russia has the most nukes, but that's not to say that they have the most functioning
right,
like arsenal. You know,
I think that's probably where he's
two different things
from.
Yeah,
in that, yeah, they might have more bombs, but like they don't maintain the silos or the launch systems. So
correct. Which is, I mean, what do you think about this? I mean, first now we changed the DoD to Department of War, and then we're gonna go back to.
Yeah, I mean that's always a good sign, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. It just seems like we're in like this weird place in society.
I feel like we're in like a prep. I saw a clip yesterday, and I've seen it like a bunch of times in my life, but I saw it yesterday, and it was a nice edit with a bunch of B-roll of Terrence McKenna talking about like how weird it's going to get before humanity like leaves the planet. And yeah, it's everything's going to be amplified. Everything's going to feel really weird. There's going to be an unreality about the whole thing.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think
kind
of?
of like, collective consciousness mitosis, because you're separating out and going into the stars, right? So there's a mitosis process.
Yeah. I wanted to. So moving on from that kind of like dark kind of shit. And I'm not saying that we're not going to be talking about dark shit, but that is really in the UFO space. There's not really much headline items. Did you grab anything that you wanted to share before? Because I have a story that I want to tell, and I just decided to tell it a minute ago.
Okay, I have. So there's there's two things that are UFO related, I guess. So one is, you know, the blindfold lady on Danny Jones or whatever.
Yeah. The telepathy tapes.
So Charlie Weiser shared an interesting clip. Oh, that's not the right button. Where is it?
Did you like does everybody like I cobweb upped everything? I put a lot of work in here. Tombstone, candles everywhere. Although you can't see the candles. But yeah, we did start a bit early today and a day late. That's because I interviewed Tim Phillips this week. And there's a lot of demand right now for that episode. So that'll be dropping tomorrow. I was just waiting for you to bring up whatever you're bringing up. So
this is a suspicious clip. I just want you to watch this and tell me what you think, because this looks suspicious. Where is it? That one.
Let me put it full screen because I like to be able to. Oh wait,
it's only 13 seconds long, but there's a gap.
And this
what do you
one
mean?
Is what is this? It's a closed something. Closed square?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I can see it through it.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
What is this? It's a closed something.
I could see it through it from the top.
Yep.
Like without even him zooming in on that, I could. But Danny, now
one is
to
what is this?
kind of play devil's advocate here. Danny, now the context I think is
that looks so sus, man.
Of course, that looks sus. But mind you, she had put these blue things like tape over her eyes. Now, I'm not saying that she couldn't have manipulated that as well. But she has, I think in this clip specifically, she does have 3 layers. So there's the tape on the eyes that just goes over the eyes. Then there's the black mask, and then she puts the white thing over it. So, and Danny had looked at all these things, and I believe what was interesting to me is when he gave her the mask he bought on Amazon, her percentage dropped to literally 0%. It went from 100% to 0%.
So when it wasn't her bespoke system.
Right. I'm not saying that one way or another.
That's not how telepathy works.
Yes, and I think what she's trying to say is that she can read without her eyes, or she can see without her eyes, which I would say arguably is more in tune with remote viewing. I would think.
Right, but she can only do it when she's wearing her setup.
Right, and then it has to be behind. I guess like there's different openings. And this is from that actual episode. She says that like behind her left brain and right brain, there's like openings where she sees, and then obviously right in front of her she can see. And I don't know. I mean, again, I'm pretty skeptical when it comes to this kind of stuff, but I did have huge questions that when he did give her that mask, and when it wasn't her it like those cards that she brought, the ones that she's using, the closed squares and that kind of stuff. So there's one thing here. He brings up a bunch of books of his own and puts them in front of her, right?
Didn't they do this at Contact in the Desert?
They also did that at Contact. And yes, again, she did get it like 100%, but it was right in front of her. And she was wearing the goggles and stuff that she brought. Now, when it went to telling something on a computer screen that the producer was using and the goggles that Danny had, again, it dropped to 0%. Like, and she even held, they gave her a white pyramid. Like, it looked like, it's probably a model of what the pyramid they think it looked like before all the basalt was, or the whatever the white was, the limestone. I'm sorry, I'm like just circling through elements here. It was like a little version of that, and she even held it, and she couldn't get it. And I was like, oh, weird. So I mean, I wanted to make it clear that there is definitely some stuff in that episode that I was like, huh, that's weird. But
yeah, it's pretty weird.
So
yeah, I saw that clip and was like, well, okay.
But is that really all it takes for you to discount it? Just one little.
Well, she does it once. You do it one time. How do I know you're not going to do it every other time?
No, I understand. I'm saying, what if, like, I don't even know where I'm going with this, because I guess like, so like in your mind, is that just like I can't trust this anymore?
I mean, I didn't trust it to begin with. It was trust but verify. So
right.
There's, I don't know. It doesn't make me trust it any more than I did.
Yeah, I get it. I
just wanted to get your reaction, because I know that.
No, that's definitely like not a good thing.
Believer side, yeah.
That does not look good, is what I will say. It does not look good. What is and like, and as I said before, I'm kind of confused, because I thought it was the kids that were the ones with the abilities. Why is she on
I think
Danny
she
Jones?
started when she was a kid. I think that was it. Like, she was younger when she started doing it or something.
Yeah. And it wasn't until her daughter came along that she realized.
What? I thought she was the daughter and she was older.
No. So and this is the thing, is not everybody's like watching the whole thing and listening to the story enough to because apparently she doesn't find out that she knows there's something. She knows that she's different. But it's not until her daughter comes along and has these abilities that she really like she gets told by the daughter, essentially. And then so all of a sudden everything makes sense.
They're both psychic?
Yes.
Oh.
And they have nonverbal communication. And it's like the autistic daughter, the motor function, the motor skills weren't there. And
have they proven the telepathic communication?
I mean, Diana Hennessy Powell.
If the daughter is nonverbal. Did you say the daughter was nonverbal?
Daughter is mostly nonverbal. Yes.
Mostly nonverbal. That's hard to quantify. I mean, I don't know exactly what the situation is, but I'd imagine that would be harder to quantify than not.
But again, this is where I think like we do need to be a little careful, because we can't. You're right. We can't, quantifying it is very, very tough, and quantifying consciousness, like you're a psychologist will tell you that you have sleep paralysis when you come up and say, hey, like something held me down. But that same psychologist will also say they can't tell you what consciousness really is. So like clearly we're missing some of the pieces, and to quantify, like there are those moments like where you just can't quantify is what's happening. Like when you think of someone and then they call you like a second later. Like that stuff, it's hard to put into like actual scientific framework. So I think again, that's where this divide is between the nuts and bolts people and the rest of the people. Is some people are willing to suspend belief and some others aren't. They're 0 and 1s, right? It's either possible, it's not. It's either fake or it's real. Like there's no in between. And a good story, not a good transition here, but
I had one more.
Go ahead.
Well, I'll let you finish your point.
I would say for everyone that's listening or everyone who's watching, first off, happy Halloween again. Second off, I'd keep your eye on it, but remain skeptical. And when you see videos like that, bring them up, because we do need to, like, okay, there's clearly a flaw, right? There clearly. I saw it before it even zoomed in. I didn't see it during the initial episode, but upon further review, I clearly saw exactly where it was going, because I saw the white pass between the thing.
Yeah.
So when that stuff gets brought up, we can't be like, oh, and get all defensive, like, right? Like,
right.
That's what we're trying not to do.
So next up on my list, it's your weekly segment of "You think it's real, but it's not."
Oh my God!
And this week's culprit is Tyler himself. I'll let him tell the story, because I still don't really understand what the hell are you doing. So please explain what the hell this is.
I'm fucking dying right now. Sorry, the Captain America shield just...
I was like, I thought you were seriously posting this, and I was like, I saved it ready for this week's show, and I was like gearing up to be like, beat down.
So, do you want to zoom in on it a little? Okay, I'll read it. A 950-year-old painting in a monastery shows glowing discs over a medieval town resembling modern UFOs. Scholars are puzzled. Why would an 11th century artist depict precise mechanical objects? The scene shows scared villagers under light rays, part of celestial event records by monks and townsfolk pre-telescopes. Ancient texts describe fire wheels singing in the sky and metal birds vanishing fast. Could early civilization have seen unexplained aerial phenomena? This challenges ancient history, tech, and the unknown, divine, time travelers, or extraterrestrial. This painting may be an early clue humanity wasn't alone. Hashtag a bunch of trigger words, and then this clearly AI generated image. Now, I posted we last episode, we look how many people fucking liked it.
You got
mind you,
71,000 views on that tweet.
I was gonna say, quarter million people saw this thing and interacted with it, right? This is, and mind you, even after I said, guys, this is fucking fake. Like, it's based on some like real stuff, but there's like logical flaws in every paragraph that are intentional. I didn't sort. I talk about years, but I don't give a source. I talk about a monastery, yet I don't name the monastery. Like, this is what is happening: is people are reading headlines. They are not doing their homework, and they're trusting people just because they in a sense want to believe. So I put this up, and it's kind of funny. It isn't funny. Let me take that back, because anyone who like genuinely felt like I was grifting, I mean, I got so many comments and people like blocked. And here's what really happened. It got posted on one of those stupid Facebook groups that we were talking about literally last week on the show. And then I saw it, And I was like, oh, that's fucking hilarious. So I copied the whole thing. I put it into Grok. I said, change the words just slightly, but leave leave pretty much everything intact. Just, change this and that. And then I just posted it. I was going to quickly repost it. I didn't realize how fast it was going to gain the traction it gained, because then Tim Phillips called me and I talked to him. I sent you the call record. I was on the phone with them for an hour and something. It was like an hour and 20 minutes. I get off the phone. By then, dude, it already had taken off and there was no stopping it. Like I had to shut the comments off because I was like, for 3 days, this thing dominated my X account, my feed, just nonstop. People are using
bro. Mute the post.
No, but it was just better. It was better proving the point. Is what
Right.
is the
Right.
and of course I muted it. I'm just saying this dominated. Like I might even had people like 25 of them block me. I gained almost 200 followers in 3 days.
That's not bad.
But that's not good either.
No, it's not great. Like
not
people,
good that,
people knew what you were doing, but
I faked it and I gained. So I literally in real time, the whole thing is about people want what they want. They don't want the truth. They want to hear what they want to hear. That's it. Period. End of story. And I didn't even know what to do with that information.
people choose the facts they want now.
I'm so glad I forgot about this. I literally, that's why I forgot about this. That's why it felt like such a long week. Oh my God. But yes, that is not real for anyone who, where did it come from? I forget.
It was like rated red or something.
Yeah, rated red. It was the YouTube channel.
Do you guys want to see very quickly? So there was a hurricane that hit Jamaica in the past couple of days. It was awful. It was like terrible for the west end of the island. But some of the most incredible visual captures of all time were captured, and I would like to share them. So the first one.
Oh, hell yeah.
First one is. Ooh. So that's the inside of a hurricane, the eye of a hurricane, with mesocyclones on the outside of the ring. This was like mathematically modeled, but this visual is what confirmed like that the mathematical modeling was correct. That's like one of the most violent things you'll ever see on planet Earth weather-wise. So each circulation on the outside is feeding into the main circulation and making it even faster and bottoming out the pressure. Like this pressure went down to 892 millibars, which is like
this is
insane. So there's been a lot of great captures. So I'm going to shift over here. And so this is from the inside of the eye.
Holy shit. This is, how are they getting this?
This is the Air Force reconnaissance plane. They drop sondes that take pressure readings and stuff.
Oh my God. It's so crazy how chaos is so beautiful sometimes.
Right? It is pretty nuts.
Like that's pure destruction. Like there's, I mean, not destruction. It doesn't look too destructive there, but I mean, make no mistake. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous.
And then I made this.
Oh, going backwards and in.
Look at the motion in that wall cloud though.
Jeez. Dude, that looks like the ice wall that everybody talks about.
Right?
Are you sure that's not the firmament, dude?
Okay, you're gonna get flat earthers being fans of the show now. What are you doing? You think it's flat, but it's not.
Hashtag flat Earth. Join the cause. Oh my God, that is. Did you see the that thing? It was like a AI version. It was fake. They found out it was fake.
Yeah.
But do you have it?
No, because
It was like
I'm not
fake.
going to amplify that
Well,
stuff.
it was
no.
cool. It was kind of cool looking. It was supposed
No.
to be. Everyone thought it was Hurricane Melissa.
It would be irresponsible of me to share that.
I mean, it was still pretty beautiful, in my opinion. But of course, that's not art to me. Like, what is art is something completely. I'm not. We don't have to go there.
Who the
Do you
hell
want
is
to hear?
Steve Billings?
I don't know, but do you want to hear a story?
Sure. Shoot.
Okay.
We're halfway through the show. Tell me a story.
Okay. So this
'Cause
is
I'm out of stuff now. So
okay. All right. Give me 2 seconds. I need to get in the zone. Oh, I didn't even know I changed my camera. Look at that. Look at that. So, in this very studio, once upon a time, about 3 months ago, I had on a gentleman who I highly respected. I very much respected him, actually. Had quite a fond. I was so excited the first time I interviewed him, and it was such an amazing experience. And it was like one of the coolest days of my life, truly, honestly. And I left the house that day feeling that I was like super happy with what I was able to do with limited resource, being a one-man team, being able to sit with Avi Loeb at his house. Like, it was a dream come true. It was a dream come true. I was sitting across from one of the most talked about Harvard astronomers in general. And I'm sitting across from him, and he's humble, he's funny, he's this, he's that, he's cordial, he's just really, really nice. And that was pre-contact in the desert. And now I'm going to fast forward to post-contact in the desert. And there's a reason I'm telling this story tonight, because fuck it, I don't care anymore. Because I've learned some things from other content creators, other interviewers, if you will. Avi Loeb. Now, here's the thing. So I had done that first interview with him, and I had considered us pretty friendly, texting, calling. The next time I wanted to do an interview with him, it was when I opened this studio, and he sat right there. And being a smaller creator, and now make no mistake about it, if he had said, I only want a Uber to pick me up, or if he said, I want a limo, it's like that other guy, honestly, I would have considered it for Avi, because that's how much he meant to me. But I grew up in Billerica, right next to, I don't know if I should say where he lives. I don't know if that's public, but it's very close. And I was already in Billerica that day. I'm like, why? I'll just pick him up on my way back home, right? And if he wants, he can sit in the back and pretend I'm, like, if he wants to, like, not talk and engage in the ride. I didn't smoke in the car. We don't smoke in the car. So the car is like, it's good to go. I get to his house. I text him. I say, hey, I'm here. And I don't get any response for like 5 minutes. Now, mind you, he had a very hard out time. This was like the car needed to be out there by this time so he could get to this place. Knowing all that, I'm like, okay, let's go. So I pick him up. He's clearly frustrated with something. He gets in the front seat. He yells at me. He doesn't yell at me right away, but he like made this like, he gave me this look that I'd never seen before. Now, mind you, Julian Dory, Danny Jones, all those guys, Jesse, they all, like, if they're friendly with someone, they'll go pick them up at the airport or whatever, and then they'll bring them to the studio and then send a car, and the car will bring them home. And that's essentially what happened. I picked him up, and then I paid for like the most expensive Uber X thing you could have. And we had it waiting for end of the show. That's all hindsight stuff now, obviously. But he was, something was off. Like, I could cut the fucking tension in that car with a knife. And I just like looked over to him and I'm like, everything okay, buddy? And he's like, dude, I have never been ripped into so hard in my life by anybody. He just starts telling me how he could charge me $10,000 for an interview, how I offended him by picking him up myself, how about every single way this guy could belittle me, he belittled me. He said it was too hot in the car. Mind you, the heat was not on, and it was July. I had the AC on. The car was not hot. And for anyone who wants to ask, it was not hot. And he's like freaking out. Then the GPS is telling me to go one way. He doesn't like the way that I go. And he rips into me about that. He doesn't stop yelling at me until I pull in the driveway. Then I had already texted Jess, my girlfriend, and I had like warned her I did something I usually don't do. I texted at a red light and I said, something's wrong with him today. I don't know what it is, but he's freaking out. I was like, you need to have everything ready to go when I get there. The text never made it to her. So everything wasn't ready to go when I got here. And he sat in this chair. And we got up the stairs. He asked me where the bathroom was. He went into the bathroom, came out here, belittled me and my girlfriend. And I'm not gonna get into like the details, like specifics about the things I am not going to release that episode. First of all, you can see that I'm fucking shaken. Like, I'm not scared of Avi Loeb. I would punch that guy in his mouth and I would put him through a wall if I needed to. But the way he was acting, if I was a woman, if I was someone else, they might have been timid and they might have been fearful. That's the way he was acting. And you can see it in my eyes during the whole interview. Something's wrong. And mind you, in the interview, he tells me that 3i Atlas is definitely a natural object, but how he needs $1 billion from Congress. And I promised this, I promise, as soon as each camera I hit record on each camera and said, we're live. He fucking went into interview mode and acted like nothing happened. End of the interview, 1 hour and 7 minutes in, he says, he like points at his watch, and I had already texted Jess to have a car out there at that exact minute. So he just got up, walked out to the front of the driveway, didn't even say bye, walked out, got in the Uber and left. And I texted him and I was like desperately like, I had no fucking idea what just transpired. And I'm like, dude, what? Like, I'm sorry if I like offended you. Like, this was not my. And then he just goes, yep, can't wait to talk again. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what the fuck? What is wrong with him? And I can almost guarantee you that he did not act like that to Joe Rogan or to any of these other people that have flown him in and done these fucking projects with him. Now, mind you, he maybe I'll skip the ghost story tonight because this is haunting me enough. And it's been haunting me because people are calling me I'm trying to engagement farm. And they're saying, you're just talking the episode up so you can drop it. No, that episode's never going to see the fucking light of day. That's what's happening. That's reality. That's how mad he made me. And guess what, Avi? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You don't get to treat people like that. That's it. And I've made my peace with it. So I've contemplated it. It's been an internal struggle, and it's been eating away at me, watching him on all these fucking shows and stuff like that. You know how much it was eating away at me.
I didn't know you were going to share all that tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. It popped into me right there, and I was like, you know what? Let's go. I was like, something came over me. I don't know.
I mean, I don't blame you for being mad, dude. If someone treated me like that, I would literally turn that car around. If he was reaming me out, I wouldn't care how famous the guy is. I'd pull my phone out and be like, do you want me to call you an Uber so you can go home?
Yeah, dude, it was the most
like,
it was the most awkward. And my girlfriend, she will vouch for me, even though some people might say she's biased. She sat right here the whole time. And she didn't get it. Like, she didn't understand what was happening because the text never made it to her. Like, because I was trying to text her at the red light, right? And I hit send, and it didn't go through because I was driving through like the suburban area where I didn't have service. So the text never made it to her. So like, I get home and I expect her to be out there ready to shuttle like everything together and like boom, 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 nothing set up. So now 2-hour interview drops to an hour, and 7 minutes of that is me trying to snap out of what he just put me through. And it's just not a good interview. And I'm not gonna put it out, but I'm also not gonna stay quiet about it anymore because I don't need the guy. I don't need him to be in the studio. I'll interview someone who's going to appreciate it, not someone who's going to bark at me about how he could charge me 10. This is a verbatim. You know, I could charge you 10. I can't do accents. I'm sorry.
Sure.
You know, I could charge you 10 grand for this fucking interview. And I was like, dude, that's when I did say it. I was like, do you know I want to do this? And then he sat down. He goes, no. And then he put his fucking suit jacket on, the same one he wears every time. He put it on. And I filmed that in July. People are like, oh, it didn't come out. Why? That's why. Because he's a fucking evil gremlin. And what to anyone else out there, don't let people talk to you like that. He's lucky he didn't talk to Jess like that. Like, if he had actually made any remarks, we would probably be having a much different conversation. But yeah, that's my story. If that, he wants to challenge any part of it, he can, but I know what happened. I know that, like, that interview is a profitable one, and I could put it out, but I can't because it sucks.
I mean, that just shows that you got integrity, dude. So,
and everyone's coming at me lately about it. Like, you're a grifter. Same thing with this fucking Tim Phillips thing. And it's like, dude, you guys don't know half the fucking shit that you're talking about. How much goes into putting all this together? Even a live show like this. Like, you don't realize how much shit is set up right now and how much money has been invested in all this stuff. Like, yeah, the overhead each week might not be the same, but like, I put a lot of work and I put my soul on the line for this show. And to be called a grifter, like, it's just where I draw the line. I'm not grifting. And by the way, I have no affiliation with Whistling Mike. So the fact that he centered his whistleblower shit around my episode, that's not my fucking problem. So I'm not releasing it because I'm being demanded it. God, I'm so fucking aggravated. I am now. Maybe I should have just told ghost stories because now I'm like shaking mad. But
It's okay. We can manifest a tulpa in the form of like.
and,
I mean, well, you know how like Jesse Michaels is Peter Thiel's tulpa.
right.
Like we can manifest one in the form of like a miniature Avi Loeb.
No, I honestly, I wish the best for the guy. I do. I don't. Do I think he's gonna get $1 billion from fucking Congress? By the
Not
way,
with that attitude, he ain't.
by the way, I counted. He said it 4 times in that 1 hour interview. He asked for $1 billion 4 times in one interview.
He asked you for $1 billion.
No, he didn't ask me. He was like, and because I was giving him the. Honestly, I asked so many open-ended questions, and just let him talk the whole time that I honestly forget most of the interview because I was trying. I like disassociated because that's how thrown off. Because again, this guy is like, dude, he's one of my heroes at that point. A Harvard astronomer who's not fucking afraid to talk about UFOs. Dude, I'll get behind that all day. I won't get behind talking to me like that though. That's not. I can't abide by that. And people want to stay quiet about it. And how some of these people act behind the scenes. I can tell you this: he's not the only one. He's not the only one.
That I can believe.
That was the only time I've seen it in person from him. But he's far from the only person that's privileged. I watched Nick Pope do the same fucking thing. I watched him do the same exact thing at Contact in the Desert. So, I mean, it's not the name drop, but there, I did it.
Sorry, Nick.
Sorry, Nick. I mean, I respect you, but I was like walking him in, and I'm like, hey, dude, what's going on? Like, what's going on? Like, I've watched you my whole life. Just no emotion on the guy's face. And then he sits down for the interview. Boom! Snaps into ancient alien mode. I was like, holy fuck! That's a completely different human being than I just saw. Like, it was the craziest switch I'd ever seen. I was like, but Nick was not like aggressive no. Nick was just like, he was timid and quiet. And then he like snapped into like ancient aliens mode. Yeah. Which like I'm not putting them in the same category. I'm saying like the switch, like
right.
That you could see it happen when it's weird when you see it in person and you see behind the edited clip, right? So
right.
Like
I mean, would you ever consider
about meeting your heroes?
Would you ever consider releasing the clip at the beginning where he does that personality shift?
What do you mean?
So like Avi, for example, you said like when you said, "Oh, the cameras are rolling," he changed.
Yeah, but by the time they were recording, he had already changed.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
I misheard you. I thought you said.
Yeah, I don't. Trust me.
You said it was all recording, and you said, "Oh, it's recording," and then he changed. That was how you told it. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I hit record on each of the cameras, and then I went, okay. And then I sat back down in this chair, and I said, all right, we're good to go. And that's when he like spunked up. So yeah, right. I mean, technically, right? I would have like maybe 30 seconds of him looking like a sad puppy.
Okay.
But
that's not useful to anyone.
Yeah, not him yelling. Trust me, I wish in retrospect, I wish I
just started recorded video.
That's what I mean. I wish I started recording him in the car because that's where I was taking most of the abuse.
Right.
And it's like a 20-minute ride. And it's bad. It was bad. It was fucking bad, man.
I remember you texted me afterwards and you were like, that did not go well.
Yeah.
I was like, what? How could that not have gone well? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. That's the real trick, right? That's the real horror that's in life. But I just wanted to get that off my chest. I really did. I hope
that was cathartic for you and for the audience to understand like why that episode never came out. And
I do apologize.
It's good to be like upfront about it. Like,
by the way,
you had an unpleasant experience with someone who's a public figure. it's best to just be open about it and say, I'm not releasing that episode. Like, that's just,
By-
you did this the right way.
By the way, not only did Rizwan Verk not only was he the exact opposite, but him and I go, hey, do you want a car home or do you want me to drive you? And he goes, if you want to, we could talk on the way back. And he's like, can we stop at Burger King? And me and Riz stopped at Burger King on the way back to Cambridge. And we were chilling. Like, that is how you, dude, it was wicked funny going through the drive-through at Burger King with Rizwan. Like, I'm like, I'm ordering his food. This is awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So like, and yeah. So,
I've noticed a similar thing with like the way Gary Nolan behaves sometimes.
Ooh, I don't know that one.
So
I've actually never even talked to him.
It's this kind of science ego thing, I think, that a lot of higher up scientists get. And I get the frustration because quite often, like, they're often not dealing with people on the same level, so they're always having to like turn things into teachable moments, or
Right.
like distill things down to like a normie could understand them.
Right.
But yeah, I've
it
heard
was hard
similar
for
things
me.
by Gary Nolan.
So now that I got that off my chest, though, and again, I don't wish anyone any harm. I don't want any bad blood. I just wanted to get that off my chest, and I am not going to personally interview him again. That's it, but I did feel kind of because you know that for a while I was like, dude, I'm just not going to say anything, and I'm just gonna let it die.
Right.
I
mean, I think people might clip the bit where you said you'd punch him in the face or put him through a wall. I laughed really hard at that, and I was like, holy shit, that's a viral moment right there.
Well, I wasn't like physically scared of him, but I was definitely like, dude, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, what is wrong with this guy? I've walked Mass Ave with I'm not worried
like,
about
what time of day was this? Was this like in the afternoon?
This was an early interview, dude. This is like a and part of me was like, did I just catch him on an off day?
I mean, what time did you pick him up?
I can't remember exactly, but it was like I picked him. I think I was at his house by like 11:30, 12. We were back at the studio by like 12:30, and then he had a hard out time. That's all I remember, because he had a hard out time, and he kept referencing that even during the episode, and it was just like, dude, stop. Like, I know. It was just like definitely one of the worst experiences I've had with any guest ever. Ever.
Well, let that be a lesson to you.
Yeah, let that be a lesson to you. Don't always meet your heroes, guys.
Right.
I'll finish off with something a little bit more. What is your favorite like paranormal story?
Paranormal story?
Yeah, what do you have a favorite like haunting, or do you have a favorite alien encounter that you like? Or anyone in the comments, feel free, let me know what's your favorite paranormal like case. What's your favorite ghost story? I'll tell you mine.
Ghost story is probably, I can't remember all the details, but when I was a kid I really liked the one, the Mary Celeste, the ghost ship one.
Ghost ship? Yeah,
that was like a ship that Bermuda Triangle cruise ship went missing. It's the basis of the movie Ghost Ship.
I've never seen it. Can you summarize it?
I'm trying to like uncover it in my own mental trauma here, because that movie fucked me up as a kid. There's a scene in the beginning where like the whole crew and passengers, that's the word I'm looking for. Crew and passengers are like having a ballroom dance, and one of the big cables cuts them all in half, but one girl survives. There's like a little girl that survives, and she's like later on the boat or something. But that fucked me up as a kid because it's like psychological horror. Because like in the future, in the present, whatever, they find the boat, and they go on. There's like it keeps flitting between it being like dilapidated ghost ship and back when it was like normal. So they find some like tins of beans, and they're eating beans, and then it flips back and they're eating maggots. And I was like, this is so fucked up. Like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
It came out. It was at the same time period that like Final Destination 2 came out with the fucking log from the highway, right? Like that level of like,
dude,
I'm gonna fuck you up for the for the rest of your life.
I still can't drive behind any truck that has like anything, like any not just like logs, but anything, anything that can come out the back and come through my fucking skull. I'm good. I'll take the other lane. Like we're good here. I've seen this movie, but I actually did you know I grew up next to a haunted road?
I did not.
So I actually grew up next to, and anyone can look this up. I actually started a movie about it. Right now that documentary is kind of on the back burner, the way back burner, but I started it. And so, it's super close to home for me, literally, and on like a metaphysical way. But Dudley Road in Massachusetts, specifically in Bedford, there's a story, there's a legend, the Nuns of Dudley Road. So, I mean, I grew up just a few miles, like a few miles from the actual Dudley Road. There's also a Dudley Road extension that connects Billerica and Bedford, and I can get into why that's unique and that part of it's unique in itself. But if you're from Billerica, you'll definitely know the story because the nunnery still stands to this day. I have tons of footage of it. I should have probably brought some with me today, maybe next week. But it's a long wooded stretch, and it twists past like old farmland and stone walls, and the streetlights just they're not even like they're not even from this era. Like they're so weird. They're the road is like it's big enough for one fucking car, and it's been paved maybe once in its lifetime. So when you're driving down that road, and I think they do this on purpose now because they don't want people flying down that road on like Halloween and any time of the year, because like kids from Billerica, when they get their license, they go down the road, they drive down the road. Like that's a thing. It's like a rite of passage. I just happened to grow up next to it. And there's like $1 million homes on this road. Like, cause half of it is Billerica, half of it's Bedford. So the Bedford half is like super fancy. And so it goes from like decrepit Billerica fucking shitty town to like horse stables and, like actual street lamps. And it's bizarre. It is fucking bizarre, dude. I'll tell you the legend. So, and when I was a kid, I used to ride my bike down there. My buddies, we used to ride our bikes down there, and just I mean, we were looking for ghosts, dude. Like all we ever heard about, like at like any family gathering, was like Dudley Road, because the neighborhood I grew up in is on a lake. And during the Depression, a lot of people, the Great Depression, a lot of people sold their like regular homes and moved into their quote unquote summer homes. And Nuttings Lake was it was like a, believe it or not, for me, it was a vacation spot. Like people had their vacation homes on the lake. It was a man-made lake as well. So we had always heard these tales of like, don't go down Dudley Road, that the nuns will get you, and this and that. So the story goes that there was a group of witches and they were nuns, but they were also witches, and they were moonlighting as like they were nuns, so they had taken a vow to God and celibacy and all that. And what is the highest of treason for a nun? Black magic, hands down. You're going against the church. You're going against God. Like, it's the ultimate sin. And as everybody knows, the Salem witch trials happened in Massachusetts. People like to say that there's not real witchcraft, but there is actually real witchcraft. And I interviewed plenty of witches in Salem. The witchcraft that was actually going on at the time was more holistic, like the witchcraft that we see today, where like blessings, and that was more like accepted back then. So the shipbuilders, because Salem was the second largest port outside Boston, and Blackbeard's apprentice was trained out of Salem. And the Pickman family, there's this family called the Pickmans. They're shipbuilders. They got rich off the shipping industry in Salem, and they would employ these witches to come onto the newly created vessels and basically bless the new ships for pillage and plunder. So for good wish. I don't know. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like witches that were, I mean, I'm sure there was witches doing dark shit, but the witches that were mostly around the area were like doing blessings and, white magic, that kind of stuff. And the town ends up using witchcraft and turning on the quote unquote witches. But also there's a huge like factor involved that like land was something that people wanted of their neighbors. Like anyone that was an enemy, instead of canceling them like you would today, you just called them a witch, and then they got burned at the stake. And then no more. And it's funny because when the Salem witch trials came to an end, it was only because the mayor's wife was accused, and he goes, "Nope, shut this shit down, shut it down." And all of a sudden the witch trials ended, but they didn't really end, because people never really got over that shit. So back to Dudley Road, the Pickmans, through lineage, marry the Dudleys. And then, so the women in the Pickman family, who are very well off, marry to some of the men in the Dudley family. And Dudley Road is named after it. The Thomas Dudley Reservation that is in Billerica in Bedford is named after Thomas Dudley, because he was so influential in splitting Bedford from Billerica. They had gotten rich in the shipping industry. Then they became stonemasons. Now that's a very, very, very interesting fact, because I have found a lot of stonework in the woods, like witches' altars. And so I think there's something weird that ties like Salem and Dudley together, and even the Bridgewater Triangle and the Hockomock Swamp, Devil's Swamp. Now, mind you, not just the colonial stuff's happening, but the fighting with the natives is happening. So all along, like from New Hampshire and Maine all the way down to Connecticut, I mean, it's very rich in bloodied history. And it's unique and it's interesting, because all this other stuff seems to happen and these atrocities happen. And it's like the land is holding some frequency. It's holding some resonance of these atrocities and maybe playing them. And that's why we were going to call the movie Cursed Echoes, because it was almost like at each of these places, in Salem, in Dudley Road, in the Bridgewater Triangle, that these echoes were just continuing. And like, maybe the land has something to do with why people are having these ghostly encounters on Dudley Road. Not only, okay, fuck, see how much this means to me? I get so deep into it. So let me run back. Let me turn back again. Dudley Road, these witches, they're sneaking out of the convent in the middle of the night, this group of witches, which I think you can call a coven. And some people think that they were practicing in this like house that was like right up the street, but I've easily debunked that. You would not practice and commit the highest treason in a house that you can, like, if I was at the nunnery and I looked down the street, I could see you. It didn't work like that. What they did was, and I can confirm that, I can't confirm this, but my great-grandfather told my grandfather a story about how he would always see these black hooded figures marching single file into the woods that is now owned by Middlesex Community College. That's where I grew up. That's a stone throw from Dudley Road. So I think they were coming into here because it was all woods and they could be away from the convent and far away enough where they could do what they were doing and then sneak back to the convent. They end up getting caught one night and they're hanged in the morning. No trial, nothing. They were marched out. This is the legend. They were marched out and they were all hung, each of them in the one tree that stands outside there. And I'll bring some footage up. I will. I'll send maybe next week that I'll do that. I'll bring up some footage. And I interviewed plenty of people. I've had my own experiences on Dudley. So people say that the nuns haunt the road now because, and they were already witches, and I think I found their altar. I'm actually certain of it. I'm almost certain that I found where they were actually going to. And anyone who's seen it with me, dude, it's a fucking pyramid. At the base of the pyramid, in French, it says drink from the fountain. And then it has an upside down triangle. What's the alchemic symbol for water? Upside down triangle. When you draw, now this could be just coincidence. When you draw a line from Billerica to Salem, down to Bridgewater and back up, it's an upside down triangle. So my whole thing is I think we're dealing with land and the resident. There's something geologically that makes this area unique as well. So I think it acts like almost like a spirit battery, if that makes sense. I've been driving down Dudley. Jess was in the car with me for this one. And I had plenty of experiences before this. We were one night, I want to get one of my buddies to come on. Actually, I think I want to get him in the movie too. He's the only one who was with me. And I know it's just a story, but we were in the middle of the woods behind the convent, the nunnery. We were behind it in the woods. People, even trained hikers, you'll be walking in those woods and they'll tell you, don't be in here past dark. The trails seem to trip people up and kind of change on you. And obviously no one takes it fucking seriously, right? We were in there one night, me and my buddy Joey Barrett, and probably shouldn't have said his last name. Joey B-R-E. I just said a fake name, and now you never know. His name could be Billy for all you know. Could be Nicholas. It could be John.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Wait. We're in the woods, and I kid you not, Kari, a fucking house appeared out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, we're walking in the woods, and it appears, and dude, we go up to it. I have a vivid memory of this, of going up to the house and looking at it and being like, wow, what is this little, it wasn't like a house. It wasn't huge. It was like a little shack, but it was very run down and weird. And then we left that night because there was nothing in the house. We went inside of it. We've never been able to find that house again. Never. It doesn't exist.
That's why.
By all accounts, it doesn't exist. I've never been able to find it again. Everyone I've asked says there's nothing back here like that. No idea what you're talking about. But other people have seen. One of the guys I interviewed for the movie, he works for the Department of Defense. He would not go on camera unless I changed his voice, and I had to film him from behind. But he saw a colonial era ghost, like wearing colonial garb on Dudley Road on the same night that he saw a nun wearing baby blue. By the way, nuns haven't worn baby blue since the time, and I can't. I don't have an exact time frame for this because every Bill Ricca and Bedford historian I've ever talked to, they don't take me serious. But they only wore light blue for a certain reason during that period. And I can't figure out exactly why, but people see weird shit. I've seen weird shit. Me and Jess were driving down the road when we were filming one night, and all of a sudden, just the lights in the car, the radio starts to flicker on and off. The lights are going on and off. The batteries, lights coming on and off. And we filmed it. I have it on camera. It's fucking spooky, dude.
Isn't that like the pilot of the X-Files?
No.
No, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying that the same thing happens in the pilot of the X-Files.
I've actually, do you want to hear kind of a crazy thing?
You've never watched the X-Files, and I should beat you around the head. I don't know how you run a UFO podcast and have never seen the X-Files. That doesn't make sense to me.
Because I was terrified of the music at the beginning. Terrified. I could never. But then, like, obviously, I grew up in Supernatural, and like all that shit became my favorite kind of stuff to watch.
Right.
So I'm going to go. I promise I'm going to go back. I know the lore. I know I've watched some episodes, the pivotal ones, and the pilot you could say is a pivotal one. But I thought that was based on more on Roswell.
No.
Oh, maybe I'm just. Anyway.
Wait, you're talking about the reboot series, season 10, episode 1. That referenced Roswell.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, the original X-Files, I did not watch. No, I will.
I had a question anyway. So, that was a cool story. Would you consider that that history and lore to be like classic Americana? Is that what you would consider Americana?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's also like this weird. Dude, I gotta show you guys this fucking thing. Like, I gotta show you something. Maybe I think on the YouTube channel I still have the what was going to be the trailer. But so remember, this project for me started as like a YouTube video. We were gonna do and we filmed over like multiple Halloweens in Salem, and we were gonna do it as a YouTube thing. And then we just kept finding more connections, more things that connected dots from each of the places. And then in every interview that I conducted in Salem, every single person was like, have you ever heard of the Bridgewater Triangle? And I'm like, no, why does everyone keep telling me, what is that? I didn't even know what the Bridgewater Triangle was until like 4 years ago when I was filming this. And that sent me down to the Bridgewater Triangle. And actually, I got the witches. Now, the witches I interviewed, I made sure I got the best. I got the people that were right next to the witches memorial. It's called Pentagram. And so they started telling me about Bridgewater, right? And they ended up giving me this candle. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see it?
Yeah.
They gave me this candle, and it's very weird because the symbol on it is an H, right? It looks like an H. It's not actually an H. It stands for something different. But on the back of it is the hymn to Saturn. And I won't get into that part, but I was like, I don't know what the Bridgewater Triangle is. Like, how am I going to tell this fucking story? The person I end up getting connected with, the Bridgewater Triangle investigator, his name is Harry. They gave me this candle way before I ever made you know what I mean? Way before I made that connection.
That's cool.
So, dude, so they told me I needed to burn this candle and say the hymn before I entered the Bridgewater Triangle. And I did it. I took their advice. And because I wasn't fucking around. And as you can see, the candle's burnt halfway. We used it through the whole shoot. Anytime we were about to shoot a scene, I'd be like, guys, we have to get the fucking candle. Like I need to do it. It became something like mental for me.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. That's like a, if you feel like it's protecting you, that.
But I would have never known about the Bridgewater Triangle had these witches not kept bringing it up. And then they give me this candle on the house. By the way, that candle's like fucking $60. It ain't cheap. They gave it to me. They really liked me. Anytime I go back there, like they treat me like a VIP. And
That's cool.
they're like, they're like into it. And they've told me a bunch of stories. Like we could get really crazy with it if we had more time. I could tell you a bunch of fucking stories and a bunch of cool like things that people just don't know, like because it's not widely talked about. But let me try to find. Do you have anything else like that you want to ask about it?
No, I think I'm good. I understand the story. It's cool. It's interesting.
Many people have been down there, and if anyone wants to look it up, like it's I'm not joking. It's in like the top. I think it might even be the top haunted place in Massachusetts. And I routinely have conducted filming down there. Oh, one more story. Oh my God, this one's creepy. This one is a bit creepy because I don't even. No, I can't tell you because it's in the movie and it's gonna be in the movie when it eventually comes out. So we even had something happen multiple times during filming, and there was this private.
Just leave it there. That's a great tease. Just leave it there.
Yeah. But I want to find this. Dude, where is it? It's on the YouTube channel somewhere. I don't know. I'm having a hard time. Which camera am I on right now?
You're the one to your right.
Okay. I want to. By the way, so Sean Ryan just had Mr. Ballin on. If anyone wants to know who Mr. Ballin is, he tells really great like paranormally stories in like a really he's one of the best storytellers out there, along with like AJ from the Y-Files, in my honest opinion. I mean, I think it's just fact as well, that they're just some of the best storytellers out there, especially on this platform and with these topics, no doubt. Actually, like no contest.
Y-Files is the guy with the fish, right?
AJ, yeah, dude, that guy is one of the best storytellers. Although he does
saw a
dismiss
license
a lot.
plate of Contact in the Desert that said Y-Files.
Dude, people live and die by that fucking thing, by that channel.
No, I think it probably was AJ's car. Like,
I don't know, man, because
like,
he doesn't come out to a lot of stuff. I mean, he could have been there. You're right. I have no idea because I wasn't there.
It was Contact in the Desert 2024.
It was 2020.
No, 23. It was 23.
Okay. I have one of the interviews here that I did. I got this interview randomly, by the way. Shit, I don't. It's like a YouTube short. Is it the whole thing? I'll just share it for now while I look up the actual trailer because I really want to show it. I want to show you specifically because I want to show you that little fucking witch's altar that I found in the woods. It's so, dude. It just like I remember literally like coming across it and I sat there for probably 12 hours, just sitting and observing it and looking at it and like calling friends and being like, dude, meet me out here right now. I think I found something. But meanwhile, I'd been in these woods hundreds and hundreds of times. Probably more like 100,000 times. And we only came across this altar like in the last like 7-8 years. So
100,000 times
that I was in those woods. I mean, I'm probably exaggerating, but yeah.
I
I lived in those fucking woods, dude.
You haven't even been alive 100,000 days.
I know. I just so happened. So I was in the weed store, and this lady had a story. In the right area at the right time. I'm making a movie, and you said you had an experience on Dudley Road.
Yeah.
And part of my investigation into the road is strange ongoings that happen either when someone's on the road or off the road, right? Cars, lights flickering, and you said that you had an experience like that.
Yeah, so I had an experience, and it was late at night, it was dark. My husband was driving, so I could take a look at the road. And we went down there. I had that really eerie feeling like someone was watching every move I make, and I was taking pictures.
Oh, I got it.
And after we left Dudley Road, my car shit the bed. It was making noises, and I had nothing wrong with it prior, and it just conked out.
What year was the car?
This is a while back.
What year did this happen?
It happened like in 2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there was no reason to believe.
There was no reason
that the car was going to shit
the bed after that happened. Everything, it was just in for an oil change, and they mentioned nothing about the car being anything wrong.
And the vibes you were getting down there, sinister? Because it's like once darkness falls on that road, darkness falls.
Yes, I noticed that. I felt like when I was taking a picture that someone was watching me.
Over your shoulder or like just in general?
In general, every move I made. And I felt like they were watching the car at all times.
They were.
And they were. I feel like they were definitely watching it, and they put that curse on it saying, "Don't you dare come down here. I'll get you back."
Could you drive the full road?
Yes.
The full road
The full
and then
road.
Exit out
and took a right, and then boom, my car died.
Wow.
Scared me.
Wow. That's absolutely incredible. You're not the only one.
No, I've heard that.
But thank you.
Thank you.
Randomly met that lady, by the way. I just
cool.
so happened randomly. I was in the dispensary area and she happened to be there. She was doing some like you know how like in some dispensaries, oh, you're not from here, so they'll do like in the dispensary before you even get to the counter, they'll have like someone sitting down promoting.
Oh,
the
yeah.
brand. Yeah. So it was one of those things. And I was filming for the movie. I was in Billerica, and I was getting my medicine. And yeah, so it's like you don't get. I'm out there. Like I'll just start a conversation and be like, "This is what I'm doing," and then like I get these kind of stories. So the last thing we'll do. This was like the teaser that we made. This isn't really representative of the entire thing, but yeah.
Do we see the witch's altar in it?
What?
Do we see the witch's altar in the clip?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it up?
Now it is.
Oh, we did it at the same time. Here, put it full screen. Take this fucking banner.
This would be a good
down.
thing to end on. Yeah.
So we'll end on this. Kari, thank you again. All right, let's go.
We'll wrap up after.
Dudley Road boasts a rich history with tales dating back centuries. But it's not just its colonial charm that draws attention. It's the stories, whispered in hushed tones, passed down through generations. It's okay. This is part of it. 4 pyramids, and in the middle, there's this giant pit. Then there's this thing, which if maybe I should just let it play through and then do it. There it is, right there. That is it. That's better. Did not come out this October.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I put that together in like a day. But that was when it was still just like a YouTube-y thing. And then it just took a whole different course. Like it took on a new life. And I wasn't satisfied with it. Was really adding the Bridgewater Triangle that it changed it to a point where I wasn't satisfied with it any longer. There was no soul. That there was things that linked everything, but there was no driving force. And because I'm trying to direct it, there's so many stories I could tell, but that's why you're here now.
Hi.
I from doing that, that's when I realized I could no longer be a one-man army. And Kari, I don't know what I would do. I'm sure I'd be fine. But
whoa, your transition's bugged. You got two cameras going at once. That was weird. There we go.
Yeah, the T-bar looking like.
Whoa. Oh shit! Is that mechanical?
Yeah, it's a I can do just a click over, like,
But
just
is
like,
there a slider?
There's a T-bar slider. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. As a fan of analog things, that's nice. That's a very big slider. That's like.
Yes, but you can also press the buttons to do it.
Right on.
This thing's changed This thing's changed me. I'm like obsessed with it. So the Tim Phillips interview, that's going to be dropping tomorrow. I've been getting fucking hounded about this episode. I'm grateful. I'm so happy that we're doing this every week. It was a little bit late. We're a day late this week, and we're pushing his time. Their time already. So, Kari, I know you need to get out. Thank you so much. Where can people find you on X?
You can find me at Fires of Truth on the X, place of microblogging hell. You can do that. Follow me. So there's been quite a few people that have followed me since doing this show. So keep doing that. You can also find me moderating the Truth Seekers live chat and Discord, and occasional guest appearances on Truth Seekers itself. I know Steven is a spicy character, but someone's got to do it. So, where can people find you, Tyler?
They can find me.
It doesn't matter where they can find you.
I was going to say they can find me in hell, where my soul exists in eternity. No, you can find me at Total Disclosure or Disclosure Pod. Just look for the red UFO logo, or you can scan the red QR code that is up in the corner right now. And yeah, I had so much fun tonight. Thank you for coming out. Next week, I think we'll kind of get back on the horse. I have a couple of surprises for next week. And we have a lot in the works that we can't even tell people about.
Oh, join the Discord.
Oh, yes, good on you, boy. Good on Kari. Thank God he exists. We wanted to take this thing to the next level in terms of like benefits for members, and we wanted to be able to integrate like more. Of course, she's closing the garage. Can you guys feel that? We wanted to make it so there was a community aspect to it. So please join the Discord server. I'm still getting, Kari had to literally like hit me in the head multiple times. Like theoretically, he just kept had to hitting me. So he's like, dude, Discord, bah, dude, Discord, bah. He kept hitting me until I was like, oh, wow. Okay, I really like this. And now we're kind of like leaning into it. And it's members get a private asset only. Not only do you get early access to, and ad-free episodes here on YouTube, and for all of the pre-recorded content and interviews and stuff like that. But in the future, with the more memberships, we can do members only live shows. And right now we already have the members only Discord thread. So that'll be private, very like, I mean, we're still both very like approachable just in general, but I know I'm very busy, and, you know, I know that we're going to be very busy as the months continue to go by. And I'm really excited to see what the future holds. I want to say thank you to everyone in the UFO community and all related phenomena communities. Without your support, shows like this would not be possible. So if you can, please like, share, subscribe. And if you want to, you can become a member by clicking join on any device. Join below. All the links are in the description. For as low as $2.99, all members get the same thing. It's just pay what you think the show is worth to you on a monthly basis, and you get all the same perks basically. And like I said, you get the raw shows, so like the Tim Phillips ones, like that one. There's like a couple moments where he like had to break, so all that stuff's in there. I invite members to watch us live, record these things. So if we're not doing the show live, then you get really cool access in my opinion. So, Kari, thank you. I guess
Thank you.
till next time.
Yeah. Remember, everyone, don't be like Harvey Loeb.
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! Is he?
Jesus!
Oh Jesus! Did he go there? Am I more likely to believe now that he might be Mossad? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. You know what? I think I might have to. I think I might have to end this now because we just got fucking. I'm gonna get some direct energy weapon through the window right now. All right, we'll see you on the other side. Happy Halloween.
Bye.